Hey everyone, welcome. It must be Monday because we're live here in the JayGoat Village. I'm Mia Voss. We don't have Joel, our travel guru, Yoda, as I like to call him, but today we do have Emmanuel with Card Pointers. This is going to be pretty exciting. So strap in, everybody. Get ready. We're going to dive right in. But hi, Emmanuel. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
I know. I'm really excited for this too. Plus, I'm an Android person, so we're going to talk about this for the app, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just launched a big new iPhone version last week, and all of the big major features will be coming to Android next. So yeah, I'm excited about that too.
I wonder how many times a day you get asked about that.
A lot fewer than before I released the Android version in January. So yeah, it was good to get that out there.
Yes, it's like the Capulets and the Montagues, the different platforms that people have. So let's say hi to a few folks. Of course, Brooke is here. Brooke from above, our fabulous. She keeps me and everybody running smoothly here at JayGoat. She says the current Android version is still fabulous. I agree. Absolutely. So it's always nice to hear the different opinions of it too. Then you can tell who has what. All right, let me throw this banner up here really quick because I see a few comments that I can't tell who it is. So no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So as you know, or you may not know if you're new here, if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give the StreamYard app permission, you're only giving it permission just for this, not to worry. That will show up so beautifully. It pairs very nicely with our live streams here. So, and that way we can see who is commenting, like Anthony, for instance. See how it says his name and his picture? Hi, Brooklyn Joe. It is hot right now. Guess where I'm coming? It wouldn't be a JayGoat show without one of us traveling. So right now I'm broadcasting from this lovely upgraded suite here at the Hyatt Residence Club in Sedona. Fancy me. I'm pretty excited about it. We have somebody from California, which is where you are, right?
Yeah, right now, yep. Normally not, but yeah, just for this period. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Today. I'm not sure who this is, and I want to know. Hi, all. Love card pointers. We're starting off well, right?
Love to hear that.
And hoping for more tips. Well, that's what we are here today. So with that in mind, again, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Also, if you are going to be tuning in later, there will be a replay. Sedona is one of, have you been to Sedona, Emmanuel?
Yeah, actually, I used to live in Phoenix, so we make a few trips to Sedona, probably like once or twice a year. Yeah, I love that place. It's pretty magical.
Well, and there's vortexes here, so expect for me to be super spiritual and kooky later on today as I drive around and check it out. 66 in Indy, I have heard it's a little chilly other places in the world. So again, check out StreamYard.com/Facebook. That way we can see you. We are actually going to just be diving in. We're not going to be answering as many questions because Emmanuel has so much information to give us. So we won't be romancing you all as much, but we will just jump right in. And we are going to have a $100 travel savings card giveaway at the end. But hey, you know what? Let's jump in and talk about your offer, and then we'll do the presentation you have here.
Sure, sounds great. Yeah, I set up a special link for everyone in JayGoat. If you go to cardpointers.com/JayGoat, there's a discount there. So it basically will save you $20 on the lifetime purchase. And you also get a $100 savings card. So basically, if you max out the value of that savings card, Card Pointers Pro, it doesn't cost you anything. And you get all the features that we're going over today for life.
I'm going to make a slide here, or I'm going to make a banner here real quick for this so that we can pull that up throughout the show. So yes, going to cardpointers.com/JayGoat. Wow. So, I mean, you basically just told us we get this for free. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, thanks to JayGoat and those savings cards. Those are really awesome. And we're able to work that out and then throw in a savings as well for JayGoat folks. So yeah, happy to be able to do that.
So appreciate you for that. And hey, you're the man in control, so you get to make those executive decisions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a one-man shop, any developer, and I've been doing this now for 3.5 years. When I launched the first version of Card Pointers, and yeah, still do everything myself. Handle all customer support, do all the app development. I've been in the space for many years, and this is one of my very favorite hobbies. So I often say it's the best job I've ever had or I could imagine. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
I love that. You get to control your hours, which means you're working, 80 to 90 hours for yourself as opposed to 40 hours for someone else, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you work a lot more when you're doing things on your own. It's kind of funny how that works out, but yeah.
Yes.
So good.
Real quick comment. I am going to pull this up. Hi, Vicky. She says, I signed up last time you were here. Any new features? Guess what? That's the entire show today.
Yeah, there's a ton of new stuff. A big new release last week for on the iPhone and iPad side, and that's going to be coming to Android as well. A lot of those new features simplified a lot of things and made the pointers a lot easier and just more comprehensive. You can look up store names now instead of just a category and subcategory is one of the really big changes that I'm excited to bring to folks.
That is very exciting. All right, let's dive in. Let's see your presentation here, and y'all, we will. You can definitely do screenshots of this. I've already looked at the slides, and it's a lot, and it's really good. So let's jump in.
Great. So a quick introduction to me. I kind of like the joke, don't be like me, because I didn't know how to use credit cards for the longest time. So that's one of the great things about being a part of JayGoat is you learn all the mistakes that I made basically, and you can make sure you don't repeat them. Growing up, as you can probably tell from my name, I'm French originally and traveled to France often to visit family, but never flew business class or anything special except for 2 occasions. The first time was when my mom went to go check in, and for some reason the agent decided to, I guess, flirt with her and give her a free upgrade, even though she had her husband and 2 kids in tow. And so we got to fly business class there, and I remember playing with the amenity kit. I'd never seen one of those before, and I had this huge seat. I think I was 10 or something like that, and I knew for sure I wanted to do this again somehow, but I had no idea how I'd ever be able to afford that and to do that. And then the second time was shortly after 9/11 back in 2001 when flights had resumed. No one was on board the flight. And I was kind of sneaky there. I was the last person to board on the plane, and I just kind of sat down in business class because I was like, well, let's see what happens. It'd be nice to try it again. And everyone was super nice and didn't pose any problems. But yeah, don't do that. That's not the way to fly business. The right way for sure is maximizing your credit card points. One thing I did as well is I had a lot of expenses when I was first moved to Europe, had no idea about 5X categories, and I didn't know how to redeem points. Every time I would look to redeem a flight, I would get discouraged because I would see high taxes because I was looking at the wrong partner airlines and not using alliances and understanding any of that. So I thought it was all kind of a scam. And so the points I would just cash out at 1 cent or less per point. And looking back now, I realize how many points I wasted that way. Yeah, it was a lot over those years. So I am glad I've learned a lot since then.
I'm going to throw out Brooke's comment here, throw this out, say, miss all the points I didn't earn in my 20s and 30s. We say that every week, that it's been a learning curve for all of us, and we just have to go, all right, keep moving forward. So that is definitely a don't be like me. Hey, can we go back to that previous slide, though? You just glossed over this whole race car picture here. Studied computer science, then moved to Europe to pursue a racing career for 5 years, and then software engineering was the backup. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's another good reason to not be like me. Most people don't make it in racing. I didn't make it that way either, but it was good to pursue one's dreams. I always recommend that. So yeah, that's me from a good little while ago already.
Which I love. And then you have a background in startups as well too. So you said you've launched several apps. So I love your tenacity that you stuck with it.
Yeah, it took a long time. Like people always joke, something's an overnight success, but it took 10 years to get there. It's the same kind of thing. I've tried a lot of different iterations to this idea to help people maximize their points through a Facebook bot, through other apps, through websites, and nothing really clicked until CardPointers did in 2019.
And I love this comment. Brooke says, flight attendants hate that, by the way. It's a hilarious story. Just don't try to sneak your way into business class. Instead, earn the points with card pointers. That's an excellent segue into that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the right way to fly business, that's for sure. And that was definitely cheeky of me and the younger me who made stupid mistakes.
Cheeky, I love that word.
So yeah, so once I actually started to learn how to use points properly, this is still one of my favorite redemptions. in general, redeeming flights is kind of best really far in advance or last minute. I know Joel has talked about that many times before. Case in point, I booked a business class flight 2 days before New Year's Eve back in 2017. I got, it was a $4,000 flight if I would have paid for it. So I got a 6 cent per point value. And they actually had upgraded me to first class at check-in. There were very few people flying on New Year's Eve. And that was, luckily enough, one of the A380s that has the shower on board. So the last night of the year, I spent on board that flight, and I got to take a shower. It's kind of ends the flight and start the new year on a high note. And that was crazy. Yep.
Yes, that was the question. She said, "Is that a shower, and did you use it?" Yes, yes, and yes. And I love that you find that. The beauty of that last day of the year, starting off the year all freshly showered and thousands of feet.
Exactly. Yeah, it made me super thankful for points because I would never have paid $4,000 for a flight. But yeah, I mean, for 62,000 points, how could you say no?
Yes, no kidding. Yes, Kimberly, we agree. Nice New Year's Eve surprise. Fantastic. All right.
So yeah, one of the recurring themes now that with credit card points and redeeming points is you're kind of outsmarting the banks and the airlines is how I look at it. Banks, they're definitely making credit card points hard in general. Like they make them very enticing so that people will sign up for the cards, but they never expect people to actually maximize those points and those earnings. And these things really add up in time. Card sign up bonuses are great for 50,000, 100,000 points up front, but realistically, there's only so many credit cards you can sign up for. And just by using the right card on daily spend, you can earn so many points. I've got a table coming up in another slide or two that shows this, so I'll hold off on that one for now. But yeah, if you use just by using having whatever, say 3, 4 of like the best credit cards, you can then easily earn 5x points for most of the purchases that you make. And there's a few clever ways to do that, and that adds up really fast. And then the other thing too with
Oh, sorry. I want to jump in about this intentionality of the confusion, right?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, they do it on on the earning side, and then for redeeming, I just redeemed some flights over the weekend. Booked some flights for my girlfriend's parents who will be flying from France over to Florida, and yeah, it's just so difficult to find good flights sometimes. But if you're tenacious and you seek them out, and there are some services like obviously JayGoat is fantastic for helping you earn how to redeem points properly. Yeah, it makes all the difference. And just booking a flight through one partner versus another could mean spending 50,000 points versus 150,000 points for the exact same seat. And in that case, it's the airlines. They make you use 100,000 points for no reason. So it would be a shame to let those points go to waste and not use the knowledge you can pick up from JayGoat there.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing too. And that's where I want to give this quick, plug for. Obviously we are in the village today, which we give you a ton of great information, and Emmanuel's giving us his time today too. Plus that fabulous, let me throw in these, go to CardPoint. I don't even need a romance. You do it now. Go to cardpointers.com // JayGoat. And basically with the redemption, the way that we have it set it up, you get card pointers for free for getting all this great information and figuring out how to get these great, 5 times the points. That's crazy. That's fabulous.
Yeah, I love that. The other way you can save a lot too with cards is that you have a lot of statement credits, which again, the banks don't expect you to keep track of and to actually use. But with so many cards, like the Amex Gold is fantastic for this. You can get so many perks. There's a recurring $10 Grubhub offer. There are other perks as well from that. So it's a really easy way to get most of your annual fee, in some cases more than your annual fee, just in those credits. So if they were things that you're going to be buying anyhow, it adds up.
Yes. My favorite is Clear.
Yeah, the Clear credit is fantastic. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's sure. Every time I walk through that, I'm just breezing through. So worth it.
Yep. And then the last thing too was Amex Offers in particular. There can be some really strong ones, and I'll show some examples there. It's kind of underutilized because again, the banks make it difficult. If you do it without using card pointers, you have to go one by one activating these Amex Offers, and then you have to remember to keep track of them and to actually use them. And I've built a lot of technology now in the app and the extension to help automate that process and make it super fast to activate them all in one tap. And so you save a lot of time and you save money. So, and two favorite things to save.
I would love to see some people go ahead and get signed up while we're on here too, and they can kind of be doing this while we're talking. I love real-time learning.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, happy to answer questions too that way.
Yeah, please do. And let me throw that in there one more time. Go to cardpointers.com/JayGoat. All right, look, we're going to get into the meat here. Look at this.
Yeah, so here's an example of if you're using a debit card and not earning any points, you could be missing out on, this is with pretty, I'd say, average spend or under, especially for rents. If you're living in Florida or California, it's probably more than that. Yeah, just in some basic spending, you could be earning 100,000 points a year just by using the right credit card. So just by paying the right way, that's worth, multiple card sign-up bonuses for things you're paying for anyhow. And that's where you really see the value in earning 5x points versus 1x or 2x points. It adds up to a ton. Right.
And let me plug this in here too. We just had Stephanie on last week. She is one of our lounge experts as well. So today's show pairs very nicely with Stephanie last week because she did a whole thing of how to get up to 100,000 points in a very, very short period of time. So this is great to see this written out as well too.
Awesome. Yeah, it's one of the things I live by. And if for those of you who have businesses who are listening to the stream today, that's another great way. You put business spend on a points earning credit card, even just one that earns 2x points or 3x points, and there are quite a few cards that do that. Another great way to get tons of points that you can then use for personal use and travel for free. Use the JayGoat method to save a ton of points and money that way. It's another great way to earn a lot and get a lot out of your credit cards.
Look, we just got somebody that signed up for it. So yeah, I can't tell who that is, but that's pretty exciting. If you want to type your name in here, that way we can give you some credit. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so this is some of the ways that I personally earn more points and save money. So oftentimes I'll buy gift cards at stores where I have a high earnings card. A good example of that is a Chasing Cash card, which is a totally free card. Earns 5x at office supply stores, and then they have gift cards for Amazon, for airlines, for some other things. So if you don't have an Amazon credit card where you're earning a good multiplier, for instance, it's another fantastic no risk way to earn 5x points on things that you would buy. With Amex, you can literally store an account balance on there, so you could just buy some Amazon gift cards, store that as a credit on your Amazon account, and then as you buy things from Amazon, it pulls from there automatically, and you're basically earning 5x points on all those.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Oof, that was worth it.
And similarly with supermarkets, they have a ton of gift cards. A lot of people have 3x, 4x cards for supermarkets. That's another really creative way. If there's something you're going to be buying at some store that is in that gift card rack, another great way to get a lot of extra points for basically no extra effort. Most people go to a grocery store, so it's an easy one to knock out too. And I mentioned Amex Offers, so there are some good examples here. A lot of times there are some really amazing ones. There was one last year for Best Buy and Home Depot. They were both spend $50 or more, and you get $50 back. So it's pretty easy to find something you'd want to buy at Best Buy or Home Depot that you need, even stock up on batteries. That's what I did at one point. And they were free, right? So, and they last a long time. So those Amex Offers are awesome.
That you need, then you'll have them there all the time. I'm a little bit of a prepper myself, so I get really excited about having extra batteries. And can I just remind you all, so today we're talking with Emmanuel. He is the mastermind behind Cardpointers. I'm going to throw in this banner real quickly if you want to try it out. As we explained at the very beginning, that if you sign up the way that we have this great system here, that you basically are going to get this really valuable app for free on your phone, but you have to go to cardpointers.com/JayGoat, which I love. And because we have so much to go through, we're not going to be answering questions, but I see a lot of our experts are in the audience here that are answering them too. So make sure if you're watching this in replay, come over to Facebook and watch it, because you'll see all the comments. So that's my PSA for right now.
Okay, just two other quick ways to save a lot of money and earn some more points. Rewards portals are fantastic. Cashback Monitor and Rakuten, which was Ebates before, are my kind of two go-tos. Most of the time, if I'm looking to make a purchase online, I'll think to myself to go on there, search really quickly for the store, and oftentimes they'll have like a 3x bonus just for going through that website first and then checking out with your credit card that CardPointers tells you to use. And so you kind of double stack there, and so you could earn 10x points back, 15x, sometimes it's even higher. And it's there's kind of no reason not to do that. So it's a nice way for a few extra seconds, especially for a larger purchase. It can add up to a lot too. So it's a great way to go.
Good.
The very last thing was Honey, which most people are probably familiar with. They've done a great job of kind of taking over the coupon world. But they, if you don't know it already, they have an extension that you can install for both mobile and on Chrome. And with that, it'll basically cycle through coupons for you and helps you save money. So that way, again, you're kind of double dipping. You're getting more points by using card pointers and using the right credit card. And then you're also saving money with something like Honey because they're applying a coupon for you. So earn more points and save money at the same time.
I like that. That's fantastic. And let me pop this in here too, because I mean, that is the great thing about being a part of the lounge. I mean, we have 45,000 members here in the JayGoat village. So it gets a little crowded and we can't answer questions. But if you're part of the lounge, you get this handpicked hands-on training and troubleshooting with card pointers, as well as a lot of the other things that we talk about. So let me pop this in here too. If you want to at least have a phone call and find out about the lounge and get some free training or some coaching, text your name and free coaching to 720-706-7999. Find out more info on it. Boom. What else do you have?
Ooh, yeah, so so we're getting into the more of the details here. My favorite apps and extensions that I use. One is Award Wallet, which is an awesome service. They've been around for, I think, about a decade or so now. They support 682 loyalty programs, and they will actually, what they do is they track your points for you, and they'll notify you before your points expire. There's nothing worse than earning a lot of points and then seeing them all go away because you forgot to use them and you didn't follow those rules. So they automate all of that, which is awesome. And they're very security conscious, which is fantastic. They give you an option to store your account credentials locally and not on their servers. I mean, that's super important because otherwise there are some other services that offer that kind of service, but they store all of your logins on their servers, which then puts your account data at risk. Yeah, if ever they get hacked, and pretty much every service gets hacked, unfortunately, eventually, if it's worthwhile, and that could put your account data at risk. And they've always give you an option to not do that. So that's really
that's
awesome
a great point. Thank you for that, because I mean, you hear about data breaches every day, and they go after companies like this. So that's good to know.
Yeah, exactly. And then my own app, Card Pointers. So there is an app as well as a web extension that pairs well with it. Similar to basically, I don't use any account logins. So Award Wallet stores things locally, but I don't even ask for any bank logins. Instead, the way Card Pointers works is you just download the app or the extension, then add the cards that you have by name. And just by that, the app has a database of 5,000 plus credit cards. And that tracks automatically all of the credits on your credit cards. It knows how much each credit card earns in different categories at different stores. And it'll sort all of your cards and tell you which cards to use there to earn the most points. And also tracks the credits, like I mentioned as well, which is a fantastic way to make sure you're getting even more value out of the cards that you have.
That's great.
So the app is available pretty much everywhere. So it's on iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, launched Android in January. And there's the extension I mentioned as well, which runs on Chrome on any desktop PC. And there's also a Safari extension that comes with iPhone, iPad, and Mac that runs in Safari on all those devices too. So it kind of runs the gamut and should cover all of the use cases there.
Excellent.
There was also some accolades. I launched, as I mentioned, version 4 last week for iPhone. And that was really well received. Apple, I need to update the slide actually, because I was honored with great apps for iOS 15 last year, and then this year again, Apple included Card Pointers as a great app for iOS 16, and a few other accolades, which I'm super excited about and happy to see.
That's great. I love that. I'd love to get your hard work acknowledged.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially by Apple. I've been an Apple fanboy for a long time, so it's good to see that there.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
this is kind of the new interface. So adding your cards is the same, but there's a whole new for you screen. As I mentioned, you add just your cards by name, and the way this works is you can filter by bank at the top. You can search by a bank or card name, and it filters down that list of 5,000 plus cards, and you can add those really quickly. There's even support for other countries. There are more and more Canadian card pointers users in the UK and a few other places, but for the most part, the game is best played in the US just because of how interchange fees work and everything else. But yeah, you can add your cards in literally just a few seconds. Again, no bank logins or anything, so your data is never at risk because I don't collect any data. And that's kind of the best way to make sure there's a security there. And then yeah, as soon as you add the cards, it takes you to this for you screen. It shows you a quick summary of how many cards you have, how many credits or offers that you have, your yearly fees if you're interested. You can see your Chase 524 status for those of you who track that, just by toggling that top setting. And you can see right away any store or category that you've looked at. It would remind you which card to use there. And you can scroll through there, and so you can see at a glance now with the new for you screen, the last ones that you looked at, and help you make sure that you're always using the right card anywhere that you're shopping.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the core of the core of the product is really helping you always make sure that you use the right card for every store and every purchase that you make. The new Pointers tab has been redesigned, and it now includes support for individual stores. So you can now search for Target, search for Starbucks. You don't have to search for a department store or restaurant anymore. This feature will be coming to Android later on this year. It was a big rewrite and a merging of the extension and the app, but this opens up a lot of new possibilities. You can even add your own pointers. So if you have like a mom and pop restaurant nearby that the app wouldn't know about necessarily, you can add it right here, categorize it, whether it's a restaurant or a department store or something else, and then it would add it into there, so you could then search for that automatically, and it would pop right up. And the app also tracks offers like 5x on right now it's 5x on gas stations with the Chase Freedom Flex. So that's a really big one. 5x Chase points are really valuable, and you can track that right inside of the app with that slider, and it updates every quarter. So next week I'll be emailing all of my users and sending a push notification, and the app will be updated automatically to tell you your new 5x categories to make sure that you're earning the most points possible.
Fantastic. How fun.
So the another part of this is the offers integration as well. So part of version 4 that I launched last week has a new best card wizard. And what that does is it simplifies the whole process. Instead of telling you, ranking all of your cards for which one is your best, your second best, your third best, it tells you right away, this is your best card, or this is your best card with an offer, just by that store name. So makes it really dead easy. There's a big button on that new for you screen to help take you to that section. And it also is really smart because it will tell you how to maximize that offer. The example I use is if you have, again, this goes back to banks trying to confuse you and and that kind of thing. So they'll have offers like it's 40% back up to $10 in total return. So then you have to do the math. Well, how much should I spend here, like on this card, to maximize my return? And now with the best card wizard, it tells you right away you should spend $25 if you want to maximize your cash back on that offer. So you don't have to do any math. It just kind of tells you automatically, which is super useful. And then the last part of the new wizard, that also powers this new system in iOS 16. So once you've updated your device to iOS 16 and you're using Card Pointers 4 and you've added your cards, you can just ask Siri directly, card pointers for whatever store you're at. So thousands of stores are supported there. I use the example for Starbucks. So you literally just say, hey Siri, card pointers for Starbucks, and it tells you right away your best card or your best offer there without having to even open the app or anything else. And that's super. That's my favorite feature basically, because I just do that. I did it the other day. I literally just asked my phone, card pointers for gas station, and it told me right away what card to use there. And I remembered, oh yeah, I have my Freedom Flex for 5x points.
I was waiting for your phone to respond, by the way.
Yeah, I got it in Do Not Disturb, so I think it doesn't do that. But yeah, usually it would.
All right, so let me ask this. Is that a possibility for Android at some point?
So the wizard is for sure. The voice activated one, I actually haven't looked into that. There's some other features that are definitely coming over. I don't know if Google, I don't think they have a full automated system in the same way.
Okay.
But if they do allow it, for sure, I'll be bringing that there.
Okay, that sounds good. Janet, I just had this obviously the same question. Brooke's loving it. Love this so much. Nuh-uh, you can ask Siri. Yes, you can. I know that's amazing. I love that. I love that hands-free. We're all very spoiled with that, and I like being spoiled with that type of thing.
So I mentioned before Amex Offers and how valuable those are. And the way I've integrated that, there are some other apps that have some integration with Amex and Chase Offers, but they do that by storing your account credentials on their servers and then logging in as you basically, which causes accounts to get locked and some other things which I'll get into. So instead, what I've done is I don't want to put my users at risk at all for anything. And so instead, I built this extension, which after you install it on iPhone, iPad, Mac, or Chrome, as soon as you go to the Amex site, or if you go to Chase and you go to the offers section, it pops up this screen that you see on the right. And so instead of having to click those activate offer buttons on the left over and over again, you can just select the checkbox at the top and you can add 100 offers at a time to any of your credit cards. And you can even search then for any offer that you want. You can sort by value, sort by end date. Makes it super powerful to help you go through all of your offers and see all of those. And on the theme of banks trying to make things difficult, Amex in particular is weird. They only show you 100 offers at a time, but most users have about 250 or more on their account at once, and that number seems to be growing. So you pretty much have to use the extension unless you want to waste a lot of time activating those manually. And then it syncs it automatically to the app as well for you, all while protecting your account security and not having to give up your credentials.
I like this comment, the lazy man's way, or lazy person, I'll say thank you. Yeah, I'll go with lazy and efficient any day.
Yeah, for sure. And with these being so valuable, it's really great. And then these unlock the next part of the extension, which is kind of the really sweet spot, is that as you're shopping then and you have the extension enabled, there's a new shopping pointer that will show up at the bottom of a site where you have any special credit card perks or if you have an offer on that site. So the way I do this now is pretty much every few days, I'll go onto the Amex site, I'll activate all the offers that I have across all of my cards. So that's done in just a few seconds. And then as I'm shopping online, it will service automatically if I have an offer at that site. The example I've often used is last Christmas, my girlfriend loves oysters, like loves them. And there was a deal at a shop, I think it was called Fulton Market, if I remember correctly, that was in New York. That's a big seafood place. And she had no idea that she uses the extension in the app. And she had activated all of the offers on one of her cards. And as she was shopping on there, just planning to make an order because it was recommended to her as a great store, the extension popped up and told her, hey, if you spend, I think it was $80 or more, you'll get back $40 on your oyster purchase just by using like the card that she had added the offer to that she had no idea she had. So that was a great way to get free money and save a bunch in the process.
That is fantastic. I love those little surprises. And Brooke, thanks for this too, because we've got some questions coming in. Again, as I mentioned, we're focusing on Emmanuel's presentation today, but we do have some tutorial videos coming in the village. And then we do have the hands-on help inside the lounge too. So oysters for the win,
Yeah.
says Brooke.
Yeah, it's a nice treat. So some more things that I've done too is my goal with the app, funny enough, is to have people not have to use the app. So that's why I've got things like the app shortcuts that I mentioned, and we can just ask Siri. Another way I've done that is obviously with the shopping extension, and there is the location reminders, which is super useful. Most people have kind of their go-to gas station and supermarket that they go to often. And so instead of having to pull out the app and go to Pointers or go to the Wizard and check what to use there, you can set up on an iPhone location reminders. And then whenever you're at that store, it'll automatically buzz your phone or your Apple Watch and remind you, oh, hey, here's your best card right now. Here's how you earn 5X at that gas station. Just use this card. So you don't even have to think about it. It just happens automatically.
Which is great for me right now. I asked you before we started the broadcast because I'm traveling in Sedona. Like, that's fantastic. Again, I'm Android, but my friends are Apple, so it'll be fun to check that out.
Yeah, and there's some more stuff coming around this for Android as well,
Yep.
which I'll be announcing soon, so I'm excited about that.
That's great.
This is another feature that's coming. Android just they released Android 13 a little while ago, earlier this summer, and they've now opened up the possibility to add this as well. So right now this is iPhone only, but will be added to Android. There's a Apple Wallet integration, so a lot of people now are using Apple Pay. And so what you can do is right from inside the app or from the cardpointers.com website, you can actually add a category, and then it tells you automatically and keeps it updated automatically which card you should be using for those purchases right in line. So you can see on the left, that's from double pressing the lock button. I can see my credit cards at the top, and then I can see right away my gas station. This is from last quarter when Discover had a 5x at gas, but it would tell me, I can see right away I should use my Discover card at this gas station. So then I just tap on Discover, I tap to pay, and I'm done. I don't have to launch the app or anything else.
That
I think
is
you're muted. Yeah.
fantastic. Brooke says that you bought her lunch the other day because it reminded her that she had lunch with spicy basil. So thanks for that.
That's awesome. Hope it was good.
And Katie, I love this comment too. Those location reminders are always so helpful. I always forget about the quarterly changes to 5% cash back. So
Yeah, and this 5x are so nice. I mean, those are all on free cards, which is the craziest part. You don't have to pay an annual fee to earn a lot of points. You just need the right ones, and
great.
be smart about it. There are some other apps in this space that do this. Some of the functionality, no one else has an extension like the way CardPointers does, or location reminders, the way that works. There's the Points Guy, which most folks probably know about. They are primarily a blog and a marketing engine to basically sell you on specific credit cards, because that's how they earn their money. They link up through a service called MX. So they, again, require your bank credentials, unlike CardPointers. They can be useful for some things. They have some guidance on which partners you have with your credit cards. But again, you're sacrificing that risk of sharing your bank credentials with a third party. And they don't have a very good rating either. Just kind of a frustrating app to use. A lot of out-of-date things. Then the other bigger competitor would be Max Rewards, which a few folks probably know. They've spent a lot on YouTube advertising and some other things. This was just before the last time I did a webinar with JayGoat. Someone had just posted this about their accounts getting locked because they were using that service, which is super scary. Like, literally people, because these services are logging in as you and pretending to be you, the banks see that as fraudulent activity, because that's exactly what would happen. And if those accounts are ever compromised, if you're connecting, if you bank with Chase and you have a Chase credit card and you've given these third parties your Chase credentials, that means anyone who then hacks their server and gets into it can literally have full unfettered access to your bank account, could transfer money to a third party. I mean, it's a very serious risk. So you've got to be really careful and make sure that the benefits to you outweigh the risks. But in most cases, for most people, because there are alternatives like CardPointers, you don't have to put your data at risk like that. So that's an important one to think about.
Yeah, and that's really something I think. I mean, we again, I mentioned it. We think about security and so forth, but boy, I mean, it really is. I appreciate this reminder of how dangerous it can be and how you keep us safe. So thank you for that.
Yeah, most people don't think about the security implications. They tend to be pretty trusting of companies, but you should always just think about when you're putting in your logins to somebody else, like, is that really worth it? What could happen? And then once someone gets burned, then they never forget. And then that's when they become really privacy conscious and they stop sharing credentials because it's cost them time or money. And so, yeah, it can be a scary place out there, and there are a lot of bad people. So it's good to be cautious, for sure.
It is. And as that people dedicate their whole lives to getting information. So it's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, exactly. So I mentioned a few things that I just launched in version 4. There are some few other goodies for those of you who have upgraded to iOS 16 already. There are lock screen widgets, which is a really nice way to quickly see at a glance which cards you use in specific spots without even opening the app. Here you can see an example. I added a lock screen widget for gas station. So with the iPhone 14 Pro, you don't even have to unlock or you don't have to do anything with your phone. You can just look at it, and it tells me right away which card to use there for gas or for whatever category that you want. and you can tap on these to jump right into that specific section as well, which is super useful. And you can even add a lock screen widget for expiring offers. So to help make sure that you don't let any of your credits go. The end of the end of the quarter is coming up now. So if you still have any credit left on your 5X for your freedom, it will tell you right there, and you can jump right to that spot in the app as well, which is super useful. There's a lot of other new features like the For You page, which I mentioned. There's another big update coming to the extension to smart add offers for you to make that even more seamless and automatic. And as much of this as possible is coming to Android later this year too.
Boy, I really appreciate this whole specific store name as opposed by category, because sometimes it's hard to tell what that category would be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a big time saver, and it pairs really well with all these other things. So, if you're shopping all the time at Target, you can just add a lock screen widget, for Target, and that way you can jump right to it. Or you can use this wider version. It tells you what card to use at Target automatically. After you have an offer there, it would update it automatically. You could just ask Siri for it. There are so many integrations now that, it's great to have the direct store name in there. It just makes it easier for everyone.
Janet makes a good point here too, which I love. Not willing to give up my Android phone. Feel ya, sister. Feel ya. But she uses card pointers a lot on her iPad. Can see how awesome it would be if she were willing to become a Siri phone girl. Choices. Right.
That's great.
So it's all good.
Yeah, and the app shortcuts are coming to iPad as well. Apple's a little bit behind with the release for that one, so that should be in 16.1, released presumably next month, is what it seems to be pointing towards. So you could just ask Siri on your iPad, and it would tell you too. So hopefully that will come in handy.
Great, I appreciate that. And we do have this link here, cardpointers.com/JayGoat. Just go ahead and get started right now while we're still on this live stream.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's kind of the next slide. So just kind of a quick summary, and that's the savings card. It's really awesome. It's really easy to get full value out of it. So we're sure hotel savings and vacation activities. Joel has a number of videos about that to make redeeming that really easy. Unlike the banks and the airlines, JayGoat is all about making things easy for you and helping you save money. It pairs really well together.
Gotcha. Oh, that's fantastic. So so basically going to cardpointers.com/JayGoat. So you're going to give us, we're going to save $20, and then you'll get the $100 travel savings card, which I didn't say this at the beginning, but most of you know that what we're going to do is give pick a random comment at the end of this too. So all your comments are going into possibility of winning another $100 travel savings card too. So. And Kimberly, we're going to let some of the experts answer that question of what you can use that for, but you'll see it's you can use it for quite a bit, hotels, etc. So, yay. Awesome.
I saw a question asking about card pointers versus, I think that was supposed to be a Word Wallet. So Word Wallet is primarily focused on helping keep track of the points that you have so that they don't expire. And it consolidates your bank accounts and rewards programs in that way. They have a little bit of card recommendation stuff, but it's not very good and very up to date. It doesn't work with offers or credits or anything else. So there's only a little smidge of overlap between the two services. Like I said, I personally use a Word Wallet, and of course I use card pointers to help me earn all the extra points that I earn each year.
Gotcha. No, I love that. Somebody else just signed up for it too. Yay. Somebody did ask, I will pop this in there. If I have the free version now, can I still use the upgrade offer?
Yeah, absolutely. You just go to cardpointers.com/JayGoat as well. Once you finish the purchase, if you've used the same email for your account, it will link automatically for you. The only tricky spot there is if you've used sign in with Apple with a hidden email address, which is the default there. There might be a manual linking step involved. If that happens, if it doesn't link automatically for you, just shoot me a message. The system should send you an email automatically, so be on the lookout for that. You can reply to that. They'll come to me automatically, and it tells you how to help link that up manually. And I can help you with that. So it's really straightforward.
That's awesome. Yay. Thank you. And I do have, just text your name and free coaching to 720-706-7999 if you want to have a chit chat with one of our experts, and we'll find out if the lounge is a good fit for you, and then just answer kind of like almost like a planning of like, hey, what do you think you're going to be doing with your travel? And many of us that are in the lounge didn't used to travel as much. So I will tell you, get ready to get bit by the travel bug, right? Absolutely. Okay, great. So good. Anything else you have for us today?
No, that was it for the slides. Yeah, happy to answer any other questions or anything else that you want to talk about.
We can pop in here real quick just as we end it. So, so someone says they're a little confused. The price for Pro seems to be 40, but the JayGoat offered is 99. So talk a little bit about that, what they're seeing.
Sure. So yeah, there are a few different options. There's a monthly option, there's an annual, and a lifetime. So it's absolutely a deal. I expect most CardPointers users to stick around more than 2 years. So if you use CardPointers Pro for 3 years, then you're at 120 spend. JayGoat's only $99, and you get the savings card at the same time. So it basically nets out to zero. So the JayGoat offer is the best one I've got out there for sure, and it's what a lot of folks like to do. It's a great way to save money, and the app and extension will help you save a lot more than it costs, even without the savings card. So yeah, it's a good deal.
No, that's perfect. And I guess we do a lot of the live troubleshooting in the lounge. That's where actually all of it, you'll see a lot of us just say, hey, I'm getting ready to travel, I'm going here. Or if we have a question about card pointers. So that is another really great advantage of that too. One, that we have so many experts, it's very concerted, and then you'll get your questions answered pointedly and quickly, which is great too. Awesome. Hey, quick question for you. How did you get connected to JayGoat?
Originally, it was Brooke who had started using the app. It's actually quite funny. So Brooke had messaged me and said I should talk with Joel at some point because Brooke liked the app so much. And I had a call with Joel. I was actually traveling in Paris at the time. And just the way the timing worked out, it was basically like during a lunch. So I stepped aside from a little Parisian cafe, and I was on a call with Joel, and I'm talking with him about the app and how I think JayGoat and card pointers would go really well together. And then he asks me, how does your app differ from card pointers? Because that's the one I use. And I guess he just didn't hear the name, and the connection was probably not good. And I'm like, no, that's my app. I am card pointers.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
it was really
so
funny.
oh my God, I love that. That's really funny. You're like, no, that's me.
Yeah, so so Joel had been using the app for I think like a year or something prior to us even talking about it, and Brooke had been using it as well. So yeah, it all happened really naturally. It was really cool.
That's awesome. What a beautiful connection too. I'm so into stories and how people connect. So thanks for sharing that too. One other question, then we'll get out of here. Actually, and then we'll do the drawing for the card. Apparently, this is Will Gross, even though his name doesn't show up. It says, I don't know if I heard it, but will it track the quarterly spending for Uber and others with Amex, or will it keep recommending the deal since the purchase is not tracked?
Yeah, so the way you track it, because the app doesn't use bank logins, once you use an offer, you just check it off inside of the CardPointers app, and then automatically it's going to recommend your next best card once you've used that offer. So you basically just hit the check mark. You can slide that slider over. You can track individual spend with that slider. So you basically do everything in the app, and the app is smart about that. So it'll just recommend your next card automatically once you've maxed out those offers.
I love that. So, you need to be a little concerted and be interactive. And that's the trade-off for not having your sign-in information, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the app surfaces that stuff like front and center. So if you're looking up which card to use for, let's say an Uber purchase, when you type in Uber, it then has a slider right there. So you can see, oh, you have $10 left this month. So as soon as you go ahead and book that Uber, just slide that slider over and you're done. And then it's out of the way. And we'll come back up until the next month when you have another new credit.
I have to tell you, this has been a great presentation for me. I somewhat feel a little bit like, the cobbler's kid has no shoes, because I get so caught up. So this is a good reminder for me to go through and make sure that I'm using it properly too. So I really appreciate this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to do it. It's great to see so many users from JayGoat using it as well. Obviously, that makes me really happy. And yeah, there's still a lot more coming to the app. Like I said, a lot of these new features are coming to Android next. There's still a lot more too I've got planned for the app. And yeah, I'm excited to continue to help people save a lot of money and save a lot of time and earn more points and travel for free or close to free. It's one of my favorite things, and it's how I got into this hobby. So yeah, I hope I can help a lot of other people too.
Necessity is the mother of invention. Brooke, we're going to end up with this comment, and then I have pulled up the comment. If you're interested in the lounge, Emmanuel is actually one of our experts, the man, the myth, the legend, right there with us in the lounge, our high-end coaching program. So again, let me pull this up for you all. If you want to at least find out about the lounge, we don't give information on the cost here. One, because it changes as the value grows, and then also we want to make sure it's a good fit for you. It's not for everybody. It is a little exclusive because we want to make sure that it's a good fit that you're going to get. I mean, because you need to spend some time on it too. So just text your name and free coaching to 720-706-7999. And let me pull this banner up one more time. That it is cardpointers.com /JayGoat. We're obviously big fans. So let's do a drum roll for the random number generator. You ready? Hit the button. And it is, boom, commenter number 75. You have won the $100 travel savings card. That is separate than what we've talked about this here with cardpointers.com /JayGoat. So Brooke will get in touch with you and let you know, because she's going to count up and find out who commenter number 75 is. So that's it. Emmanuel, thanks for your time today. It's so valuable. We love it.
Oh, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, Mia. And yeah, I love engaging with JayGoat and the lounge and the village when I can as well.
Yes,
yeah, obviously,
when you can,
I
because
love
you're
this
busy,
space.
building an app. And what I love
Yeah,
too, I'm going to take you one more time before we get out of here, is that you're constantly updating it, and that is huge. So you're always trying, sort of following the trends of what's going to help this app work best for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love getting user feedback. If there's anything, that's confusing that someone wants to see in the app, I love that kind of feedback. It's helped shape the app to where it is now. And that's part of why I like having the one-to-one feedback with customer service and support. That's really important to me. So if anything comes up, please do reach out to me. I love hearing from JayGoaters.
Okay, that sounds great. And yes, it looks like, yes, you can also go to jaygoat.com /free coaching to schedule that too. So look like maybe there's some questions about the spelling on that. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for your time, you all. And as you know, we're here every Monday. I think Joel's going to be back next week. He's been traveling. It was his daughter's birthday, and then he was traveling the last couple of weeks. Mira is traveling right now. She is in India. So take a look in the village too. She's been posting, and I'm in Sedona right now. You're traveling too right now. So it's we're all over the place, which is great. So yay. All right. And then of course we have the lounge. We have our, Wednesday night is our happy hour. So if you're part of the lounge, you can go in there and basically get on a Zoom call and we all ask each other questions. It's kind of a fun free for all. Have you been on one of the lounge happy hours?
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to attend a few of those. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun. All right, we'll see you next week. Emmanuel, thanks again. We appreciate you all.
Thank
and
you.
as Joel would
Appreciate
say,
it.
happy travels.
Bye, everyone.